We're excited that we have guests with us today.
I got thrown off.
A lot of people, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Awesome.
Appreciate you having us.
Oh my gosh, anytime, anytime.
So we do have, oh, there's Deb. So we've got everybody then. So awesome. So we'll go ahead and get started. And we do have Troop
32.
32 is here and there is a requirement for a merit badge to attend a public meeting.
Mhm.
And they bagged the long meeting across the hall and so they thought a good meeting would be the Parks and Rec meeting. So welcome. Again, this may be a record for public people that have come to a Parks and Rec meeting. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
So, so anyway, Randy has already been designated as note taker. I counted him into it, so it was in favor. And so our first order of business, review and approve minutes from our previous meeting. I did send those out. Did everybody get a chance to look at those? Any questions or anything?
No,
I move that we accept them.
I'll second.
Perfect. So I will try to remember to send those to somebody at town hall to post those.
Send them to me
Okay,
and I'll
so.
help.
So gonna move right along, try to get through everything quickly, not keep anybody too late here tonight. So like we always do, we put Lindsay on the spot. And really a lot of the things that I listed in the agenda, I think Lindsay
I'll cover it.
is gonna touch
Yeah.
base with in her update, so.
Promise I won't be too long drawn out. So I did put together a presentation just recapping some picture highlights from the year 2023. See if this will work. I was having trouble with our. Oh, please.
Well, it's like my computer.
I know. Well, if this thing keeps coming up and it won't let me, you know how usually you can X out of it and just do view only, it's not letting me. But I was able to navigate through it. I'm gonna be so sad. Actually, it's not letting me touch anything. All right, anyway, same with this. So this might be a really quick meeting, everybody.
It said close word at the.
Did that one say close? But it closes the whole program out.
Oh,
Well,
no. All right.
it's okay. Technology, am I right?
We've had all the gremlins at our last meetings for the
Yeah,
computer.
it hasn't been overly.
I don't know how to fix those.
It's
You know what, I wonder if it's a new year. The new license is
probably needs
coming
like
up.
a renewal.
No,
But I
it's a good
tested it
point.
before, I was able
Yeah.
to still go.
There you go.
Through.
We'll let you just click on,
Yeah, just do the slideshow. Yeah.
Click on next.
oh, what do you let you click on those or what?
Wow. So I was like, oh, I could do that. Okay, well, that's really disappointing. Anyway, we got new signs. We got our Westlake Schoolhouse sign installed. It looks gorgeous. So it's part of that same wayfinding signage for consistency around the town. And then if you haven't gone on Outhouse Road,
Yeah.
that new sign is up and running. Due to the holidays, the training on getting that sign, like us navigating through it and doing things was stalled, but we now have something on the schedule this month. So we'll get myself and another staff member will be trained on that so we can start putting things out there and having more communication, which will be exciting. I also wanted to highlight at Outhouse Park that we got new beautiful picnic tables, additional Adirondack chairs for the playgrounds. Very exciting too. Our bathrooms are now open to the public again after some amazing
Yay.
work done by my team, including Jeremy. Jeremy, thank you. He did the majority of the bathroom work along with Andy, so just really amazing. Jeremy is actually our permanent part-time employee. He started as seasonal and then we transitioned him over into a permanent position, so we're very excited to have you. So yeah, those are up and running. They're gonna be open through winter based on the feedback we received a couple seasons ago. People use them. I also wanted to remind everybody about, you know, the tragedy of the flood that we had and just how far we came from July 9th to now, with the new mulch that we had added and additional drainage projects that were worked on as well. So we will continue on to that. Thank you to all the volunteers that helped get that playground clean and back up and running. I also highlighted some of the events that we had, our 2 music in the park events and our movie night, which we had at the Civic Center, which was a huge turnout. And also partnering with, you know, the ad committee, having some booths and stuff to advertise that, which I thought was a huge success. I will email this presentation out to everybody because I did put
Because you
in
spent a lot of-
a lot of time on it. And I did highlight a couple photos from the YMCA summer camp on there, and just a statement from one of the campers and just the great feedback we received. There were some pictures on there I really was hoping to show you of the kids paddleboarding, kayaking, catching a fish. And just the beautiful views that they got to experience. I did email to the committee the numbers of town residents that participated in the camp. What did we figure, Mark? It was around 40% were town residents.
Yeah, is that? I can't
Roughly,
remember the final- Yeah, yeah.
But with our town resident discount, it saved our residents upwards of $16,000 total. So
By going through the Y.
by having the town discount rate applied
Oh, I
to
see.
their rates. So I did have conversation with the YMCA. They are not raising the rates for this coming summer, which is really exciting. They are going to be sending over a 3-year proposal to us, which I will be presenting to the town board. Most likely it's gonna be at the February town board meeting. I don't think I can squeeze it on this board meeting. So yeah, I thought it was fantastic, a really good program. It does save the town. If we were to run a program to that extent at that park with the staff, the liability and everything, it would cost us well over $70,000 to run that program. And last year we only paid the Y $18,000 to contribute towards you know, the program. So, and in the past, we would pay the city around 18 to 20,000 for the program that they ran. And this program definitely has a lot more variety of activities than the city camp did. So I do feel that we are getting a really good bargain for what we're paying for and what we're able to provide to the residents and non-residents too that get to use our park. Man, you guys, I really wish, I really wish this was working. Our town supervisor did ask me to bring something to the committee. I know I was trying to figure out what that was.
Solar eclipse.
It's the solar eclipse goggles, glasses, so,
Are you selling them?
well, not selling them, but we were hoping to purchase, it'll cost $1,000 for, I think. I wish, there's quantity up there somewhere, can you read that with a magnifying glass?
Costs.
It's around $1,000, I just can't remember the quantity of glasses, but they can have Town of Canandaigua on the side or townofcanandaigua.org, like they can be customized.
$1.39 for 1,000 or $1.19 for 2,500.
I think that was per, that does sound right, but it's each.
Yes.
That makes
Yeah.
more sense.
It's pretty cheap.
It's each. So a couple other municipalities are doing something similar where they're giving out like the glasses to the public, one,
If you bought in that quantity.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does make more sense. So our town supervisor was wondering if the Parks Committee, if that is something we would like to purchase or proceed
Yes,
with.
yes, because they're actually hard to get.
They are
right
hard to
now.
get.
You can get them through the Museum and Science Center, but they have a limited supply. And actually, the Amazon.
They're probably sold out
They're
or.
they're like $15.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're closing all the schools around here, so kids have to have something to do that.
They have to have something
So
to
they-
do that day.
Yeah,
So that's kind of the
that's
idea,
great.
you know, they come into town hall, we can give them a free pair of glasses and also and promote like our park locations essentially where they can view safely the eclipse.
And is the events committee doing, oh, okay, they're not gonna do anything.
No,
Okay.
so I believe it's their intention to either fund the purchase of the glasses or it's coming out of some fund. They didn't want to have any event because there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of safety
Yeah.
issues that, you know,
Back
could
to that
present themselves.
liability.
Yeah. However, you know, hopefully people can use our parks and just safely view the eclipse. And if they have the glasses, it's even safer. So I don't know if that's something the committee would support.
I think so, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Great.
And then I mean, we can just touch base with the supervisor about,
We have to let them know by tomorrow.
oh, okay, so, sure.
You know, actually, the Motion Junction Park would be a great spot for that. And it'd be I think really advantageous if we had some bleacher seats or something set up there for viewing. Another something I was I'm in a lot of groups and I can't remember which one. I mentioned that the racetrack would be a great
Oh, yeah.
place to have a venue like that, but the racetrack refuses.
Oh.
So,
That's a bummer.
yeah, so as parks, and we have really two open space parks, Blue Heron, well, Miller Park
Mhm.
and the Motion Junction part of Outhouse. Well, I
We
think
wanna,
we
we
should,
wanna promote that as just, these are our parks, these are. the
Open
good ones to
spaces.
Go to.
Yeah,
We don't wanna have an event say, go to this park and have spots to sit because of the liability thing we're saying, right?
Essentially, yeah, it's more like passive, like a passive event, like,
Yeah.
hey, make sure to check out our
so
parks.
maybe we just do a few newsletter things
Yeah,
that.
just promoting
that
like the
promote
open
which
spaces.
Parks would have the best
Yeah,
open space
yes.
and feel free to, bring along lawn chairs or whatever.
right.
Camp
I
out in
think
the,
it's just a reminder that the parks are there.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
They're great spots.
They're wide open. I mean, Outhouse is perfect.
Yeah.
So that actually segues, if we're ready to segue over into other business.
I can see it.
Motion Junction, so just to give everyone an update, Jim, myself, MRB, Massive Construction and Mike Bentley all met last week just to get an update on what's going on. So they are still they're working on the interior portion of the pavilion, waiting on electric work, and then they can start buttoning it up. There is going to be a re-grand opening of the pavilion on June 5th. It doesn't really require anything from the committee. I just wanted the committee to be aware that there will be an event on June 5th. So Massive Construction is aware.
These are something that you have.
Not yet. They're still in the early planning. Yeah.
What is day of the week?
That's a great question.
Saturday maybe, or not?
Maybe not. June 5th is a Wednesday. So it'll be a Wednesday.
Jamie did just, I just want to share, he did say, make sure in the newsletter that if we do encourage people to come, if they don't have, or to bring their own eyewear, if they do have it.
Mhm. That's a good call, Jamie.
That's science teacher.
Always.
That's why we keep them around.
Mhm. So right now, like I said, the inside of the pavilion is being worked on. That's not gonna prevent the actual playground to open in spring or when it's nice out. So that'll just
So that's
business as
ready-
usual.
That's ready to reopen as soon as the
Yes.
weather gets nice. Okay.
Yes, exactly. So the pavilion is really what we are pushing it. It has to be ready by June 5th.
And Lindsay has plans for landscaping and things to make the outside.
Yes, so that's something that the town, we are responsible for. So myself and Jim Fletcher are working together to make sure that that gets done for spring. Also, they did a lot of nice curb work at the end of fall, so that's all set. So we still need to do a top layer of asphalt through the driveway. Do some really nice plantings on the outside. There is conversation about replacing the trees that are on the inside of that park. Right now, they're not shade trees. However, they are trees that do well in that soil, which we all know the soil over there is not ideal for a lot of tree species. But the inclusion in motion group, based on feedback that they have received from people and other places, that there's no shade, which there isn't, there really isn't. So they would like to put a shade tree in there. So they're working with our arborist to make sure that it's the best species and that a tree, if we were to plant something, was to thrive. But that is all work that the group will be working on, not us.
Cause what about like a shade sail, like.
That's
so
also
you're not-
another option.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause if
yeah.
a shade tree won't work in that soil.
Right, so they are installing, just so you guys are aware, they are going to be installing a shade structure over near the musical instruments. That will be installed this summer. I'm not sure exact timing, but that will be installed as well. And if the trees can't work, that is the alternate.
Yeah, okay.
Let's do that. We also have the Military Appreciation Day, which we had talked about last meeting, which will be May 18th. We did narrow down that time from 11 to 4. So it'll be a bunch of different military branches, police departments, EMS will be there. We're assisting them with finding food trucks for their event, and it should be really fun. We're excited. Like I said, I'll be working with Sergeant Calhoun on more details with what's going on and have a staff member present and and all that stuff. We were also approached by Ontario County Historic Society about doing a car show at Ononda again, so they did one two years ago in May. They would also like to do it on May 18th as well, so same day, different parks, different parts of town. So as long as the committee is okay with that, we would like to give them the go-ahead. Again, it doesn't require much from us. The facilities wouldn't be rented out to other people. It would just be exclusive for the event. Handicap parking will be present on Lakeside, and then additional parking will be in the uplands.
And that's pretty much the same exact thing they did 2 years ago.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, except we're
Yeah.
gonna invite a food truck down
Right,
there
instead
versus
of-
serving food.
Yeah.
They just think that'll be much simpler, which it will be. So a lot of exciting things. There's a lot going on. I know we want to talk about the Outhouse Park event dates and then summer food truck nights. Did you want to talk about that, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have much else. I don't know, did you want to touch base on the,
Yes, so
The
the
red
documents
line
that I gave you
sheet?
guys.
Yeah,
So, 3 of the documents I think are pretty similar, just broken out differently. So the one that has the red lines, it looks like more of a Word document. That was from our Parks Master Plan. I had broken it down by year of when those items were supposed to be complete. It should look familiar to you. I had brought this exact form with last year's updates, so this is just the progress we made over this year. I just wanted the community to be able to see, for you guys to help make, informed suggestions or decisions when we're talking about, future projects or funding, or if we have to make some, if we need to do one project over another. So I just wanted that to get in your hands so you could see it and observe. And then the other one that you have, Randy, the one in your hand that says implementation on the front, that is from our Parks Master Plan. And then I went in there and redlined just to give updates, whether we're working on something this year. If we did complete it, I did cross it out, and just so you can get an idea for the future. I know it seems crazy to start thinking about our 2025 budget, but I'm already thinking about the 2025 budget, because we have to.
and there may be items on there that aren't relevant anymore.
Correct.
I mean, a lot of things have changed. One of the things at Outhouse Park was a indoor or a turf box lacrosse, which now has been built at the high school. So there are, again, these were ideas from the group that did the 5-year.
I think, and that was
Master plan.
2018, right? That was in
2018,
2018.
On here, though, are several opportunities for Boy Scout Eagle
Mhm.
projects. So it might be beneficial to share that with Jeremy.
Yes, so Jeremy is working with Andy, on potential Eagle Scout projects if they wanna help us out. Trail maintenance is gonna be name of the game for this year. We have a lot of
That-
opportunities
that
for
and
space
the
and,
bird watching at Miller Park.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see this as a good relationship. Very positive relationship. And then as you see in your packet as well, there is it looks like a spreadsheet that I had created. So that was all of the budgeted items I had requested for this year. I did send this out a couple months ago, but I thought a paper form would be good. Anything that is marked with $1, that was a request that I had put in that was not funded. And the requests that I have put in are all items from our Parks Master Plan and the capital project list. So it's not just something Lindsay makes up. This is following suit with the plan. So as you can see, there's certain things that were not funded to stay on task with the years that they were expected to be done. A couple roof projects, the path around Pierce Park was not funded. However, I do know that there are grant opportunities for things like that as well, so. I just wanted to give you guys some visibility on, what we work on and
So the tentative is what was not
yes,
approved, but
yes. So anything that has $1 was not approved. Everything else has been adopted.
Were they all
Yeah.
adopted at that amount?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
that's my.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I
They
should have
did.
changed that top part. Yes. So at this point, yes, those are adopted.
So the Gator was not approved, the Gator
Correct.
replacement, how badly do they need
We could
something?
probably-
Jeremy's walking now.
Jeff uses it on Ononda.
Yeah.
We could probably get another year out of it. We're definitely going to need one for next summer. Where everyone's walking or quitting. Just kidding.
And again, rather than, look through all of these, if you do have questions, take some time and look through it and if.
Yeah, you don't have to
You
look them
know,
all over today. I
right.
just wanted it in your
Yeah.
hands, so that way when things are either presented to you or we have conversations about it, you have a lot more information as a committee. I do feel like this year we're gonna be leveraging the committee a lot more with, how we go about certain things and more decision making. I did also want to mention staff. I did not write anything with staff on that form. However, I do want to bring to the committee's attention that in 2023, I was budgeted to have parks maintenance assistant and 2 full-time parks laborers. And last year, as the committee knows, my team took on cleaning of the facilities, which we typically contracted out for $20,000, $20,000 to $22,000 a year. And we took on the additional responsibilities of mowing. This year, I was actually cut staff. So I will be reaching out to the town board to see if they will make a budget adjustment and help fund and get some of the positions back that I lost, even though we have taken on
More
far more work.
responsibilities.
So I just want the committee to be aware of that. And obviously, if there's any support I can get from the committee on that, when I do present it to the town board, which I'm intending to in February, that would be appreciated as always. Because we are essentially saving the town $22,000 and I'm asking for an additional 15,000.
You were cut because
The budget as a whole,
there's salary cost was too high.
not sure. I mean, there were a lot of projects that had to get funded. We also, I know with everyone's reval and wanting to keep the tax dollars down and the tax rate where it should be, things did have to get cut.
Well,
So
there were a lot of the costs with the water and everything else that,
there was a lot of factors. Yeah, I don't think it's just one thing or
Right.
another, just as a whole. So,
but that is good information for us to have that.
Yeah.
We're
Yep.
doing that,
Sure.
much more work is being added and.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
does put strain on my team and my staff who cares very much about the work that they do. And one of them, without going into too much detail, is very upset that they're thinking they have to do all of these things and not having the help that they should be having, and that puts a lot of strain on
What,
someone.
what did we pay to have a private service mow our parks?
That is thank you for asking that. I should have brought that up. Anywhere from
60.
$65,000 to $70,000 a year.
And we're taking on that job without
Correct.
adding staff.
Yes, yes.
So you're not saving 22,000.
Yeah, it's more like, it's
Yeah.
like 80,000.
Yeah.
Should the highway department help with that
No.
sort of at all? No.
It's
No.
completely separate
Does that
now.
count?
And additionally, my parks team is also responsible for mowing 332 and snow removal from 332.
The medians.
Yes, the medians, as part of Uptown bid. So I feel as though the town board seems very reasonable, and I have a lot of facts to present why I need more staff to get the job done. So I just wanted you guys to be aware. Unless you guys want to volunteer and mow.
Sure.
I'll teach you.
Randy loves the mow.
Mark's retired.
I'm retired.
Wait, all right. I'm retired.
He's gotta stay in town for more than.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna happen.
All right, that's what I have for my recap.
So I can just go through and check off car show at Onondaga, YMCA updates, signage updates. I wanna skip over the outhouse park events first and do summer food truck nights. So we mentioned that at our meeting last year and I said I would contact some of the local food trucks. So I talked to both Cook's Kitchen and Finger Lakes Barbecue. Both of them said they would be extremely interested in like rotating through. If we said every Wednesday night at Outhouse, or if we decided to do it, I mean, that just seems to be the most centralized place, but. Would we be interested in having a food truck night and then maybe every fourth Wednesday or whatever, we would end up adding a food truck for our concerts and things like that? So, the first Wednesday would just be a food truck, we wouldn't have to do anything, just
They
if
just
you're there
show up.
playing soccer, if you know
There are
the
a lot of soccer events.
Oh, I see.
There's-
Yeah.
Just
if you're playing bocce ball. So, but any users, we would just advertise through the newsletter that, or on the new sign now,
Yeah,
that
we could have.
Wednesday night from 5 to 8. And we would just, we would have to allow a food truck to be there. They couldn't just
Yeah.
park there on their
Right.
own.
I'm all for it. It requires nothing from us. If it starts to get inundated, do we say, do we add and say you both wanna come on Wednesday nights?
Yeah, and we could play it by ear, and if we see that, we could,
And if we start to gain more interest from other food trucks wanting to come there, I
Yeah.
think then
That's a-
we'll address that as it comes, and maybe we just have an intake form of, anyone who's interested. But I think right now, let's just see if there is interest, and what that looks like.
and my reasoning for Cooks and for Finger Lakes was they're both town of Canandaigua owned food trucks. And the other one that I would like to contact is Harder's. I can't think of the name of it. They're parked right there on North Road, just past Andrews Road. CB. Yeah,
Trying to.
CB Roasters.
yeah,
Yeah.
CB Roasters.
yeah, it is Roasters.
The CB Roasters.
Sounds like a coffee truck.
I'm
but it
glad,
is-
that's what I was like.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's CB
So-
Roasters.
But I would reach out to them too, and then maybe we talk to them about a rotation and they share the
It's a good idea.
on the Wednesdays that are concert nights, and then we'll just figure out what to do on movie
Yeah.
night, maybe all three on movie night, but
Yeah, why not?
So do they need to have a reservation to? Because it seems to me that would be to their benefit, because we could put it in the newsletter that such and
what do
such a
you, oh
food
no, they would
truck
have
will
to
be
tell
there.
us they're gonna be there that night.
Correct.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what,
it would be
that's what I mean.
planned.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
would have it all, we
Okay.
wouldn't just say, hey, whoever wants to show up,
Yeah.
show up.
That's what,
We would say to CB Roasters, Wednesday, the 4th
yeah,
Is your-
is your night to be
and then we
there.
can put it on the sign
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
okay, that's great.
And I think it's a huge benefit to anyone that is utilizing the park on that particular day. I know, a lot of people have kids in sports and
Well, I think
you're
it-
running around all over. It's
yeah,
a good
people will
central
show up if
location.
they know the food truck's gonna be
Absolutely.
there,
Yes.
swing by on a,
Yes.
on a
Quick
Wednesday
dinner.
night, and,
It's a quick dinner.
yeah.
Do we want to talk about when to start that? Were we thinking June or July?
I'm good with what, I mean, do we start?
When does it start getting? Assuming June, they start
Mhm.
soccer stuff down
Mhm.
there. And it's nice and kids are out.
Mhm.
Maybe not the first week of June, but.
Like at least the third week in June, I
second or
think would be
Yes,
good.
I
Second or
third
third
week.
Wednesday of
Or,
June.
or do we just start with June, July, August and those 3 months and,
I'm
See
okay.
what happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
If anything, I'll just come from work and go get some food. But I think
So-
that's a great idea, Mark.
okay, so in a couple weeks, I'll reach out when I get home, so,
If you get home.
but,
Stop
thank
it.
you. So then that will take us back to our outhouse park event dates. Lindsay, you had budgeted for 3
I
concerts,
did, yes.
so
I
do we
wanted
wanna go with a consistent June, July, August, second Wednesday type of thing? I think if we go with the same date, each month is easier, so we could always just say on the second Wednesday, there'll be a concert. I don't even know how those dates.
It'll be the 12th, the 10th, and the 14th. June, July, August.
Honestly, don't line up for the holiday like. 4th of July or anything, yeah.
I think that works, and then we would wanna do a movie night, maybe the week after in August.
We wanna make
So,
sure we're away from-
well-
On the St. Mary's Carnival.
So, so if we say going the second Wednesday gets goofy on the 14th of August, because I think we would want to do a movie night the 16th with. I'm assuming the St. Mary's Festival is the 23rd.
I would imagine that if they have posted that from my knowledge of it.
Is that a problem going with the 14th and the 16th in the same week?
I don't see it as a problem.
Different crowds?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's fine.
so do we just say the second Wednesday do we say the 12th, the 10th and the 14th for our
Yeah.
concerts?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in the past, we've done 2 food trucks and the ice cream. I don't think 2 food trucks I think adding a third might take away from the,
Water it down.
it seems like the two food trucks have stayed plenty busy.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad though, I don't think, was it?
Mm.
The
With the
lines
two?
were the lines really long?
One
Not
truck was
last
better
year,
than
I
the other.
mean,
Yeah,
the year that we started after COVID, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was, yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah, it was crazy.
It hasn't been as popular as
No.
that.
And I feel like when we used McRollins, their line was typically very long.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the other ones are able to manage the load a little bit
Yeah.
better.
so then that takes us then to the six, so are we good then with concerts on those? So we need to maybe touch base with those three groups,
Yeah.
the two that we had last year and then the other one that
that third
contacted you?
one, yeah, I think so.
And but then just use kind of the same template that we've done with, for the other years and.
Yeah,
Okay. So that brings us then to the 16th for movie night.
it's my favorite thing to
Lindsay
do.
gets to pick the movie. So Jamie and Debbie get to help because they got young kids.
Yes.
So
Yes, I'll throw it out there, throw out options, and we can vote on it.
All right.
GCCC or outside?
That was such a big hit.
We don't have to worry about the weather if you just
That's-
plan it at the,
I don't think we'll have as good a deal at the GCCC as we had this year, but are we willing to?
What about the Y? Do they have a room large enough?
So, no. I don't think they would,
what did he charge us last 500?
well, he hasn't done anything with the invoice yet, so,
Might be an
Um,
in-kind donation.
or it just could be Dave.
Obviously, it's great if it's a nice night to be
Yeah.
outside, but if it's windy and rainy like last year, it's great to be inside.
Yes.
And everybody can plan, just,
And if it's nice, can't you open up? Isn't there like a big bay
you can open up.
You can open the two doors at the end,
so that they could
so.
still have some
it-
outside time?
The only thing it takes away is the use of the playground for the kids,
Mhm.
really, but we did have Joe, I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna do Joe and the bounce houses and everything, and we're not gonna do it as long. We're not gonna have those kids running around as long inside.
Well, again, I'll go back to. Can we reserve a spot at the GCC for a lesser amount?
Reasonable.
For a lesser amount, and then we can look at the weather ahead of time, go, it's gonna be nice, we wanna be outside.
Right.
And then say, it's not gonna be, or it's gonna be iffy, we're coming inside, we'll pay you this amount. The other going rate.
How much of a hassle is it to have? To change, you know?
Hassle or
because of weather?
stress?
Oh, hey, more stress on hassle. It's not, I mean, it wasn't hard last year when we decided that day, you know, what
Yeah.
was it, like 12 PM or 1 PM?
Right,
I mean, people got the message.
right, so,
And now that we have our digital sign, you know, if someone happened to show up
I
on
saw-
site,
but
I was,
what,
I was parked over there and really maybe 2 cars came in, I said it's at the campus.
Yeah.
Civic Center, but other than that, most people knew and just went over to the Civic Center.
and the Civic Center, I mean, not that we want to, but they can also do the outdoor movie. I mean, the hockey team does outdoor
Right.
movies and stuff too,
Right.
so.
The only part that we're doing a Town of Canandaigua movie in the city.
I know.
I mean, that, I guess that's my only, not that
It's,
that.
yeah, it's
is a
technically,
problem.
it is on city
City-owned,
property.
Yeah,
However, when you look at that area as a whole, it really is like the recreation area and we're neighbors
Right.
and. You know,
so maybe we need to have a discussion with
With
the
the
Civic
other
Center and
folks.
just kind of see
Yeah.
what options we would have.
yeah.
But are we good setting the 16th as the date?
yes.
Because that, the food trucks have already asked, what's the
Oh,
date?
yeah,
So, okay,
let's commit, let's do it.
so
Fingers crossed, it'll be great
So we'll
weather, no
work out-
wind.
some more details on the movie night.
However, I've learned any event we've planned, there will always be rain. so-
The farmers should just, like, when they need rain, they should have.
Just tell us
plan
when
something.
to-
So
something.
Lindsay, I know that the Ag Committee also wants to be a part of it again.
Yeah,
So,
that,
yeah.
I mean, as long as this committee is good with it, I thought it was a wonderful, joint event. I think it was a great turnout for them and for us.
Yeah.
And if we do this outdoors, maybe they can actually bring bigger tractors and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun things for the kids to do before the movie starts.
We invite the vendors that we had last year, the syrup people.
That was all the ag.
That was all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but that brings up something else. So we did have a couple sports organizations that wanted to set up just an informational booth and. You know, we don't really talk about recreation too much, I think, as a committee, and I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page that, you know, our job is to promote recreational activities. you know,
Right.
in our community, is that something that we still are okay, you know, they're not trying to sell stuff, but just really
Here's
get,
a flyer,
here's a
what we do.
flyer,
Here's some
inform the
sign-ups there.
public of what's going on. and
Yeah, we
stuff
had the
like that.
library that wanted to come one year,
Yeah.
we had, no, I don't see anything wrong with.
Okay, because
So-
Castle has reached out about, you know, stuff like that. I know the Knights hockey team has reached out as well, and Civic Center, you know, for their Learn to Skate program, so.
Yeah.
Be a great way to communicate that stuff.
Sure.
Baseball. It's exciting. This is exciting. This is fun.
That's because Lindsay's got herself on like 47 different committees now, and I heard she's making a movie,
Oh, to make you a movie.
did I hear that?
No,
No.
no movies
Okay.
for me.
She just picks the kids.
So that's all that I had on our agenda. Were there any other things that I didn't get any other agenda items, but anything else that's come up?
I would,
JB, anything?
I would just ask our guests, are there questions that you have for us?
Anybody got questions?
No?
No, I guess not.
Okay.
the eclipse.
What's that?
You guys are talking about the eclipse. When is that?
That is April 8th. Roughly in the afternoon. And apparently we're in a really good line
Apparently we're in
to view it.
the best-
Beeline.
Yeah.
And that means it's gotta be clear too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's gotta be dark.
We
whether
better
you
not
can see
play
it or
anything
not.
with the rain.
I know, I
It's
know,
gonna be
I know.
dark. Maybe like this, it's go through, but.
And there's no school then.
There is
there?
no
Can't
school.
see school.
Can't school.
We can't have school on an educational event.
They should have extended the
I'm
school
sorry,
days, so all the
I'm-
kids were there for instruction on the
Might
eclipse.
be being too critical.
Okay, you're allowed to speak.
It actually surprises me.
I have to.
I'm
Mark,
a retired.
The
man.
fee
Don't-
schedule, I just wanted to give a quick
yeah,
update on
sure,
that.
sure,
So,
no.
at the January organizational meeting, the town board did pass the new fee schedule. They actually gave, an increase in the discount to 30% for town residents. But they did raise the rates a little bit higher to offset that. So to make sure our residents got a good discount, it's 30%. They also waived the walk-in fee for Ononda, the $1
wow.
walk-in fee. Which I think is fantastic.
Yes, I do.
Parking, we will still charge for parking on Lakeside, but it will be free parking for anyone with a handicap tag. Because for obvious reasons, it's not very accessible to walk down into the lake, so. I was very excited about that. We had quite a bit of discussion, around that prior to them making their decision, and, I think that's wonderful. I mean, they were very generous. Thanks to the committee's recommendations.
Thank you. And Lindsay did point out, the other day, we still don't own Ononda.
We still don't own
Yeah.
Lakeside Ononda.
So that's still tied up
What
in
are we on
Albany.
here
Kinda
for?
technically do, but we don't
So-
have.
Right.
But
So
when we
someday.
do, you know, we wanna
Yeah.
talk about new signage and stuff like that, so that might be a fun thing for us
Yeah.
to discuss this year in anticipation and all that.
Lindsay, just any update, you had put in the budget for this year, for 2024, technology at the
Yeah.
buildings, is there any update on
Yes.
timelines or any of that?
So
or-
I just talked to our IT, the person who does IT for us super part-time. I gave him a date of Memorial Day weekend to get all of that taken care of. So he already put in some orders and a couple of things, like for example, Schoolhouse, we actually have to have internet ran to Schoolhouse or installed or whatever the technical terms for that are before we can just have Wi-Fi. Crouch Hall is an easier, it's just a purchase of something because we already have Wi-Fi capabilities, but to make that more like public Wi-Fi. And then just ordering the TVs and the smart boards, so, and then for Outhouse as well, so.
Well,
2 out of the 3 are very
they-
easy,
That fiber optic goes down Butler Road, so
yes,
should tap into that.
yes,
Pretty-
that's the plan. Just have that run right to Schoolhouse and, so by Memorial Day weekend, if not sooner.
I've heard just, I can't even remember where, but several mentions of people that have used Schoolhouse recently.
Mhm.
And
It was
very, very
positive.
impressed and very happy with using it, so, yeah,
It's the best kept secret in
It
Canada,
is.
what?
It's
It is.
losing that.
yeah.
You know,
Used to be Used to be out my own little private beach down there, and it ain't anymore.
Oh, well, that part I can't
That's
do.
because they
control
saw
too
you
much.
bathing suit. They stopped coming.
I do have a couple of
Yes,
questions.
yeah.
So one of the things is a mat for the Ononda Beach. Is that going to ever happen?
Yes,
Okay, great,
yes.
cool. And then the other thing is the seniors are making a trip to the Monsignor Schnacky play on February 8th. The bus is all set. There'll be a bus leaving from Outhouse
Mhm.
Park, and that's at 6:30, right?
6:30, yes,
Great.
ma'am.
Nice.
Which that's a really popular event. You guys love that.
And I don't know if they know, the seniors, the town bought tickets for the seniors to attend the Nutcracker at the Performing Arts Center. And the group was really impressed, really.
Oh, it was a
impressed.
beautiful
It
performance.
really
yeah.
was, yes.
Yeah, we like that.
Did I see somewhere a new dock was installed at?
So not
Ononda
installed
or
yet.
repaired? Oh,
So we
purchased.
well, we got a vendor
Oh,
who was
okay.
going to do it. So that work should be done before summer. But essentially it's going from a floating dock to a fixed dock. And because right now it needs a lot of repair.
Yeah.
It's in decent shape, but it needs a lot of repair. It's a very old dock, believe it or not. I believe 30 years. It's 30 years old is what Jeff Winter said. I
Yeah.
mean, held up great. But it was time for an upgrade.
Yeah.
So we did select the vendor, got approved, so it's in motion now.
Is it gonna be permanent or is it gonna be?
Yes, it'll be a permanent fixed dock, yeah. And then if we need to, if the weather gets bad or there's ice, we can just get bubblers, yeah. So. A lot of good things, a lot of good improvements.
Anything else?
Excited.
There's nothing left on the lake that we're thinking of buying, right?
Mm.
You never know. Never say no.
Never say never.
The RSM property is still for sale.
Saw that for what, 3.1?
Yeah.
I heard you mention trail maintenance. We got lots of willing volunteers
That
here.
is excellent.
One of
to
our
hear.
requirements is we have to do a certain number of hours of community
Okay.
service.
Cool.
For various ranks, so I'm
We
sure
can-
we can coordinate.
There you go.
That would be
Jeremy.
amazing. That would be amazing,
Yeah.
truly, that would.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get together
Okay.
and set something up.
That would be incredible because just as you guys heard, we're shorthanded and. It's fun to be outside and it's
Yep.
fun to do that work. We'll have everything set up and then just go to town. And then you can feel really proud when you take your friends on the hiking trails and it's like, we did that.
Well, that's what we're about.
Love that. Thank
Put the
you.
outing and scouting.
Maybe you guys should come to like a meeting, quarterly.
Yes,
Just make a little.
We'll just send Jeremy a list.
Like, here you go.
And Lindsay did mention, I talked to her the other day about, work on the 13 acres that were purchased. as
Yeah,
far
it's
as,
trail work.
starting to work on trails there.
It's really maintaining the existing
yeah.
trails, but ensuring that people are staying on our property versus the other property owners.
So these are the existing trails that the Bernatoviches
Yes.
had already put in, now have become our trails
Which
too.
is amazing.
Hmm.
I also want to mention too, we had Girl Scouts that reached out, so not just Boy Scouts, but Girl Scouts as well. And they are going to volunteer and do plantings at Miller Park. We have about 200 to 300 plants, thanks to the ECB's funds. Very small, small items for the Girl Scouts to put in. So Andy's coordinating with them too. So we're starting to reach out into the community and get more involvement, and I'm really excited about that. So I'm so glad you guys came.
Thanks for having
Good
us.
connection, Jeremy.
Yeah.
How many are in your troop?
4 right now.
Yeah, we have a small troop now, but
We have
we're
4
hoping to
more
get more next
joining
spring.
after summertime, so
Mhm. Perfect.
we'll be growing.
Yeah.
4 coming in once a Yeah, we're
Oh,
supposed to be getting 3 more next spring when the Cub Scouts move
Oh,
up.
wow.
excellent.
Cool.
All right.
Well, anything else? It's pretty good, 45 minutes.
That's
Might
why
be a
my car
record.
hasn't even cooled off yet.
That shorter non meeting.
Okay, if someone wanted to make a motion that we
I will
adjourn.
make a motion. Mr. McDaniel.
I'll second.
Okay,
Bye,
Jamie,
Jamie.
thank you.
See you, James.